Good morning, thriving warriors. Today is Monday, May 1st, 2023. It is 6:07 in the morning, beautiful day. Temperature right now is 65 in Amargosa, and the temperature range is 51 to 84. So a little bit cooler today than yesterday. Here we are, Department of Career Services, where our goal is to help you on your journey from point A to point B, from Someday Isle to Successlandia. And it is a journey. It is not a sprint. It is not a marathon. It's a daily adventure. Would probably be the best way to look at it. And like all adventures, there are highs, there are lows. There is boredom, fatigue, despair, frustration, doubt, ennui, but there's also excitement and all of the other good stuff that goes along with it. Good morning, Charlene. Yeah, we got a little bit of a late start today. Had to relaunch this thing. Internet. Okay, and good morning, Diana. Let's see if anyone else joins us today. Charlene, what is your work schedule? Todd is on. Good morning, Todd. So we've got our this is our new regular group of people. All right, so this is, again, for the people who are new, not the people who are always here, the loyal, regular people. For the people who are new, this is just some simple morsels from the ocean to help you on your journey. Just little tidbits, starting with, no scheduled work today. Okay, starting with this podcast, but down below is the real morsels, the real stuff, the real breadcrumbs to help you. So this is what I'm doing here is just the simple stuff. The big stuff is down below. That includes a link to our online course, Neuroscience-Oriented Approach to Success, a link to the motivational video, which I watched today. Was about discipline, very, very good. A Jordan Peterson video, Daily Stoic little video, TED Talk video. This is week 2, day 1, Sebastian song, I Am My Connectome. So this is now the stage. This stage would be week 2 is about how do you build the boat, building the boat. What's important on this boat you're building. So we have here on our 4-part program, I should say 4-part program, 1 are this physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. On your boat, you have your sails that correspond to the physical. You have the mental, which corresponds to the rudder, the ability to steer. You have the below deck, which is the emotional stuff. And you have the hull of the ship, which is the spiritual, which for us is Christianity, belief that Jesus is the Messiah. And the spiritual is the most important part. The hull is the most important part because your sails could be great, your rudder could be great, below deck could be great, but if you get a hole in the hull, you've got problems. Conversely, everything else could be bad, but you've got a good hull, you can drift along hoping that somebody will rescue you or hoping you somehow stumble onto, get in the right current, the miracle happens, and you get taken to Successlandia in this life. Okay, so 4:02 in, let's get to our start. So start, what do we need to start? We need our coffee, boom, and our pen and paper. Because our goal is not to be passive participants, but to be active participants. And that means we need to remember the stuff, not just watch it. Good cracker. I don't know why, but I always smile when I hear myself say that. All righty then. Next morsel we're going to get out of the proverbial ocean. Advice from an 80-year-old. Number 1, have a firm handshake. Boom, have a firm handshake. Okay, next, write in your book. I'm So happy and grateful now that, and ask yourself, what am I so happy and grateful about? Well, of course, I could say it's a new day, new opportunity to do things. We're still cleaning up. We spent about an hour pulling stuff out of the barn, debris out of the barn, trying to cover the books. We lost at least 3,000 books. And if each book had 100 pages, that's 300,000 pages that are getting scattered throughout the site. So Shannon has been doing a good job picking them up. Hopefully I'm not going to have to go to Las Vegas today, but I might. We have to deal with Matt, who's decided he'd like to move up here tomorrow. So that is good. Next. What is next on our hit parade? Our TED Talk is Sebastian's song, I Am My Connectome. This is our first step into neuroscience, where we're going to learn how the brain works so that we can dial in who we need to be right now and be able to answer the questions, who am I and why do I behave the way I do? The idea being, if I know who I am and I know why I do what I do, then I can better control the direction or my ship. If I know how to read a map and I have a compass and I know where I am, then I can better get to Success Landia. So that's it for today's TED Talk, Sebastian Salm. And the theory is that what is stored in the connections of our neurons are our lived past, our anticipated future, our ability to simulate things. For example, how would you like some liver and onion flavored ice cream? Well, you have to simulate that because humans are unique in that we have enough neurons to be able to simulate the taste of liver and onion flavored ice cream. No other creature can do that like humans. And so that's what is stored in our neurons. How do we know that? Because if you get brain damage, if you damage your neurons, your lived past, anticipated future, your ability to simulate, locomote, etc., go away or are affected. All right, moving right along. Seth's blog. Where is Seth's blog? On to the next thing. Right, let's move on to the next thing. Okay. Vitally important, rarely taught, easily messed up. Okay, so on to the next thing is vitally important, rarely taught, easily messed up. In order to go on to the next thing, which we all do, unless you're still wearing pajamas with feet and taking ballet lessons, we need to walk away from the last thing. Key being we need to walk away. What did God say to Abram? Leave this place. Literally walk away. And we also need to have an idea of what the next thing is. But if we spend too much time focusing on the next thing, we'll neglect the thing we're currently doing to ill effect. Okay? So you focus on the next thing when it's the current thing, but you have to move on to the next thing. If you're doing this thing and you're focused on the next thing, you're going to neglect this thing. Feels like a Abbott and Costello routine coming up. Trapeze artists spend all of their time focusing on transitions as they're a matter of life and death. If we begin by acknowledging that there's going to be a next thing, perhaps we can learn to develop the skills and focus we need to get there. All righty then. How's everyone doing? Okay, alternate voice. Hi, alternative voice. Hi, hello, alternative voice. Where are you located, alternative voice? Just to give us an idea. because I know most of the people are west of Las Vegas, even out here on the border near Death Valley, which is full of life. Okay, I am in Pahrump. Alternative voice is in Pahrump. That could be Matt. Matticus von Atticus, Untersergeant. All right. Our Aesop's fable for today, everyone, the man and the lion. A lion and a man chanced to travel in company through the forest. They soon began to quarrel, for each of them boasted that he and his kind were far superior to the other, both in strength and might. Now they reached a clearing in the forest, and there stood a statue. It was a representation of Heracles in the act of tearing the jaws off the Nemean lion. "See," said the man, "that's how strong we are. The king of beasts is like wax in our hands." "Ho," laughed the lion. "A man made that statue. It would have been quite a different scene had a lion made it." The moral of the story, it all depends on the point of view of who tells the story. Maybe coffee isn't such a great thing when you're speaking. Okay, I say to you, re-examine your beliefs guided by a quest for kinship. Okay, so each came to the debate with their own beliefs. I'm superior. My kind is superior to yours. However, what would have been if they had come and re-examined their beliefs? Why do I believe that my kind is superior to your kind? We're actually all in kinship. The result being a rising tide lifts all boats. Rather than debate who's better, it would be better to consider what they could do together. All righty then. Okay, so alternative voice is saying that he's no longer Untersergeant, he is now Field Marshal due to his self-promotions or self-proclamations. Okay, next. What is next on the hit parade? Our prayer. Now, Matticus von Atticus is usually pretty good at the prayers. Here is prayer for generosity. Lord, teach me to be generous, to serve you as you deserve, to give and not count the cost, to fight and not heed the wounds, to toil and not to seek to rest, to labor and to ask for no reward save that of knowing I do your will. Amen. All right, good one. Now, where are we in terms of time? 13:44. Okay, Diana. We've got 2 morsels left. This is the morsel, is the thing that we can scoop out of the ocean with our net. Just a quick little bit of nourishment, not a lasting meal, but just something to sustain us to get to the next point. So the next little morsel is, yes, the Navy SEAL Maxim act such that yesterday was the only easy day. Push yourself just a little bit more, get a little bit more comfortable being uncomfortable. Turn the thermostat up just a little bit. Get used to the heat. There's practical benefits for that. Number one, as to you can keep focused longer and have more self-discipline. But it also sets you apart when everybody else is complaining that it's too hot. It's too hot. You notice I'm wearing a t-shirt. That's just a mind hack. So get comfortable being uncomfortable, embrace the suck, be more samurai, karate chop chop. And Charlene is saying, the last morsel, when is the journey over? Charlene answers the question When is the journey over? If you're still here, God is not through with you yet. You still have things to do. The journey is over when your heart stops beating, when you stop breathing, when it's over. That's when the journey is over. Until then, it is a journey. Let's make the most of it. Meaning and purpose. Act such that everything you do matters and service to others. Thank you, Diana says, and cut. So we'll see our people in here in 3 minutes to start our day, and cut. And let's see, and cut. Yes, boom.